Hey everybody, it's Jason Blah here. Now that my two informative videos are done for the day, you guys know what time it is. It's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who don't care about this and you only wanted training and nutrition information, you saw the title of the video when you clicked on it. You had other informative videos today. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about myco-trend. I had a subscriber aware me of this on the Facebook fan page. That smaller channel by the name of Kenny KO, I'm going to assume that stands for Knockout, having some problems with myco-trend. You know, normally I wouldn't care. A little bit smaller of a channel, never heard of him, I don't know what he's about. But you know what? He's being picked on in the same way myco-trend messed with me, because myco-trend pulled this exact same thing with me a couple years back. Didn't he? You guys remember that with the whole frog fitness thing? So I see the little guy being picked on, and I don't like that. So I'm going to reach down to help lift a brother up a little bit, because sometimes you have to do that. When someone has done you wrong and you had to basically clap back, sort the situation out, then you see them go pick on someone else doing the exact same thing they did to you for the exact same sort of reasons. You need to stand up for that guy. That's just the right thing to do. So, Kenny, I don't know what you're about. I kind of watched through part of your video discussing what Mike did to you. And, yeah, man, he is the fakest fake natty on the internet. He is the king of the fake natties. And the fact of the matter is, I see at least you're trying to call out the fake natties. I think that's admirable, because it's something I've done for many years myself. I can respect that. And the fact that you got popped by this fake natty for that, hit you with a copyright claim, I'm going to help you out. Because I think that's, again, it's the right thing to do. So, here's the thing. YouTube does not enforce their copyrights very strictly. I know I've filed plenty of copyright claims myself. Some of them have stuck, some of them have not. I've learned how to use the system myself. I know how to get around them. And I know now how to make stuff obviously fair use so that people can't file the claims. I don't have to do the fight. That just doesn't go through. YouTube sends them a letter back saying this is clearly fair use. And fair use is not a violation of a copyright. Neither is valid using it for valid criticism of someone, or in some cases invalid criticism. You just have to believe it's valid. All right, the person who you're talking about, they could think it's slander. But it doesn't matter if they think it's slander. Or do you really believe that it's legitimate criticism? If that's the case, then it's not slander. I mean, I've had plenty of people say crazy stuff about me. I might not like it. I might think it's slander, but they believe it, or they seem to believe it. And so if they believe that crazy crap and they think that their criticism of me is valid, then that's their free speech. And you know what? As an American, as someone who believes in free speech, I have to accept that. I have to accept that people can say crazy ass stuff about me or anyone else that we don't like, but if it's their criticism, it's their criticism. They can go voice it. They can make their own web pages. They can make their own videos saying it. That's the real world. And we just have to learn to live with that. There are a few times when I didn't, but I've come to realize that's just the way it is. And if we're going to talk about freedom, we're going to talk about freedom of speech. We can't be hypocrites about it. And that's something I decided to do myself. I decided not to be a hypocrite about it and just let those things go, because they are what they are. You know, if those people really believe it or they want to make a buck off of talking about me, then so be it. Not like I don't talk about other people. If you're going to dish it out, you need to be able to take it. You need to be able to take it. So here's the thing, Kenny. It's not going to stick. Since you didn't make it obviously fair use, it sounds like if you used his material, whether it was from Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you remixed it into part of your larger video, and it was done as criticism of him, file your copyright claim back. Do your counter notice. Write to them that it was fair use. Tell them why you think it was fair use. And unless Mike is willing to lawyer up and spend 10 to 20 grand within the next 2 weeks, usually less than that, he's going to have to spend it within the next week. Unless he is willing to go to court and dish out the money, YouTube is going to look at that. They're going to look at, okay, it's fair use. This is why I think it's fair use. They're going to put your video back up and they're going to take the strike down. Particularly if it's reasonable, particularly if you mixed it into your video and you discussed it in any way, That falls under fair use. If you took any of his material for criticism or review, that is well within what YouTube considers fair use. That's well within what the courts in the United States consider to be fair use. That will not stand for his copyright. That is absolutely not copyright infringement. That's a lesson for a lot of you out there who want to do this content. You can put content up, you're going to put stuff up. Be prepared for other people to take your work, use it against you, use it as criticism of you. You know what? They're going to do it and they're going to make money on it. That's the real world. That's the way it is. And people have a right to free speech. And here's the thing, on a monetized platform like YouTube and some of these other places, they have a right to make money off your criticism, because that's what it comes down to. You know, people will make sometimes whole channels dedicated to just criticizing one person and get it monetized. You really think it's about the criticism, or do you think it's about the fact they know they can make a buck off of it, off that person's unpopularity? It is what it is. It's just part of the game, guys. Part of the game. But in this case, you know, we got Mike O'Trend doing this, and it's because Mike O'Trend is very, very sensitive about the fake Natty thing. This is a guy who all the time, who we know uses plenty of gear, been using gear for decades, will come up and he'll say that. He'll say, oh, steroids is just a word the lazy use to describe the dedicated. You know, as if anyone thinks he's not dedicated. Let's be honest here. We've all seen Mike train. No one's denying that Mike trains hard. No one's denying that he eats clean year round. I don't think any reasonable person says, no, I've seen his training. He trains hard. Mike trains hard. He has a strong work ethic. He has discipline. Even his critics will admit that. All of us will admit that. That's not the point. The point is that you're conning people by lying about the Natty thing to make $1, and then you sell garbage products based on your fake Natty status. I mean, selling duck eggs for $700, $700 duck eggs, they're worth about $10, $12 what you're selling. Sells it for $700. Getting involved in the whole fraud with $1,500 for a glorified ab wheel. You gotta see the problem here. This is someone who puts his name on stuff because if he was actually Natty, he would have the most impressive natural physique ever in the history of the world. Like, by an enormous margin. Not even close to a number 2 out there. And he claims the Natty thing and the fake Natty thing because he knows he makes a lot of money off of it. He does. He successfully makes money because somehow there are people who buy into it and they will pay these astronomical prices for products where he is making several thousands of % profit off everything he sells. You know, it's all marketing, and so he's going to protect that financial investment. You know, and at a certain point, you can't blame him. This whole industry is built around fake natties. The whole fitness world, the whole bodybuilding world, the whole supplement world, all this crap is built around fake natties and propping them up. That business was already there, already existed. Part of the game. He just jumped in and capitalized on it hardcore. And we could argue all day long as to whether it makes him a bad person or just an opportunist or whatever. Hell, if it wasn't for the fake Natty thing, he actually would probably be a genuinely nice guy. But the fact of the matter is, he's lying and selling people enormously overpriced products based upon a lie. All right, and that needs to be called out. That has to be called out. That's not right. It's not right. You know, it's one thing for people to lie. People lie. You know what? That's the real world. People are going to lie to your face every day till the day you die. That's reality. You're going to tell lies. I'm going to tell little white lies. We all lie. Even when we're trying not to, people lie. But there's a difference between lies that don't hurt anybody and lying to con people out of money, to literally con people out of their hard-earned money, and that's what it is. And there's a big, big difference there between harmless little white lies and really conning people. And you know, that's the thing. I think with Mike, he's done this so long that he doesn't know how to not do it. It's just become intrinsic to who he is. You know, he just repeated the same line with the Natty thing over and over and over until it just sinks in and it just comes out for him naturally, and he just automatically just defends it in the craziest ways possible because it's just par for the course. You know, and it's always the excuses, oh, it's just people denying him. No one's denying his dedication. But it takes a hell of a lot more than just hard work and dedication to get what he has. That's the point. It takes years and years of anabolic use, years of drug use, combined with hard work and dedication. But here's the thing. Dedication and hard work can also come in a bottle. See, because that's the thing. A lot of these substances affect you mentally. They affect your drive. They affect aggression in your training. You can inject motivation. You can inject recovery. You can inject work capacity. So the question sometimes becomes, where does one end and the next begin? Hey, that's the other myth. It's always, oh, everyone who uses drugs is lazy. Well, not always. Sometimes the drugs make them more motivated. We know the drugs let people train harder and recover. Some people use them to be lazy. Other people use them to take it to the next level, or the 2 levels or 3 levels up. So it doesn't mean he's lazy by default, although a lot of people do that and it's been coined that way. He's obviously not. But he's making a lot of money off the lie. And it's a con, and this is exactly what it is. He's going to hit people who call him out on it with copyrights to shut them down, to silence them, because he don't want to lose his money. He doesn't want the gravy train to end. And now, can't blame him for that. None of us want our gravy train to end when we're making good money. None of us do. And by this token, I would say, you know what? Since there's so many of us out here who call him out on the fake Natty thing, it's out there. You can see it everywhere. Anyone who does any research on it is going to see our different videos, all the people have, what everyone says about it. And if they're still stupid enough to think he's Natty, and they still want to spend $700 on some duck eggs or whatever he's selling next, then maybe they're stupid enough that they deserve to lose their money. But at least by all of us putting it out there, the other side of the story is told. It gives people the ability to make an informed decision. Right? It creates a fair purchasing environment. And that's the way capitalism is supposed to work. Right? That's the way a capitalist system works. Other people giving their opinions about it. Other people giving their opinions about the ethics of the seller, the product, the company involved, so that people can make their minds up if they want to buy it or not. That's how capitalism works. And these are dissenting voices. So best of luck to you, Kenny. Go ahead and file that counterclaim. And I promise you within 2 weeks' time, your video will be back up and that strike will be gone. All right, guys. But that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time.